Alright, I got our little vise here that we had the problem with, and it was froze up. I wasn't going to make any more videos on this, but a lot of guys requested to see more of it, and they want to see me restore it. And I'm not going to really restore it, I'm just going to get it back into working order. And we found out a few things about it, like these little balls on the end here. If you look at it, you probably can't see it, but they are oblong, they're not round, and the way they were put on is this piece of metal here, this round stock, actually has like a cut in it, and what they do is just put the ball on and then crush it into place there. That's why it's oblong. So what I was going to do with that is I was going to try and straighten this. I have a 30-ton hydraulic press over there. I was just going to try and straighten this thing, but before we do that, I'll probably try and crush this and see if we can get it back to round and maybe pull it off and see what's going on. So also we found out more about this here. You know, a couple guys mentioned, I think our buddy Zig down in Australia, he also brought it to my attention that this was probably made out of cast, because cast makes a better bushing. You know, if this was steel, it would probably mushroom out and stuff like that. So he brought up a good point, and it is polished. And the only thing this does is it sits under here, and it's just meant to bring that this jaw out. It's not meant to have any pressure. The pressure when you tighten a vise is here on this part here. You know, that big ball pushes in. So I was able to find something. I had this catalog here, you know, it has like machine parts in it and stuff like that. Let me put my glasses on. So this, let's try and zoom in here. Okay, right here. This one here is what we needed. It's just a standard collar, you know, but it's made of steel. And it's 1 inch inner diameter, 1 5/8 outer diameter, and that's what our collar here is. But ours is 7/8 wide, and this one here is 5/8. So that's something that could have been fixed with just two little washers, one on each side. But and it's $2.40. Granted, it probably cost $8-10 to ship it, but you know, for $10-12 we could have resolved this. But I came up with a better solution, and we'll show you that in the next video. I think you'll like it. But anyway, for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp this to the bench, and I'm going to try and turn the handle in, maybe tap it. I've had this soaking overnight. I had it standing up on one end, and for about 8 hours I was just using the cheap stuff, the PB blaster, because this really shouldn't be that hard to get moving again. But anyway, I had it sitting up straight up and down and drain down one way, and then for another 10 hours or so I turned it upside down the other way and had the fluid going that way. So it should break loose. So what I'm going to try first is I'm going to clamp it to the bench so it doesn't fall on my foot, and we'll try to crank it in without breaking this. I already did enough damage, so we're going to gently try and crank it in with the handle. And if that don't work, then we'll stick it in a big vise here and maybe tap it with a sledge a few times. Alright, let me clamp this thing down. Alright, we're all secured to the bench here, and I got you guys secured up there on a tripod, so let's turn this in and see if we can get a little bit of movement out of it. No, still pretty tough. Let me tap it a little with the ball peen. Put some earplugs on here. I'll be right back. Okay, put your hair protection on if you have it. Alright, let's tap this a little more. Let's see. I don't know if it's my imagination, but it does seem to be moving a little bit. I got a sledge here. Let me get to the back and see if we can move it a little bit. It's not moving as easily as I thought, so we're going to throw it up in the vise and see what we can do there. Alright, I'm not going to need the handle up there, so might as well take it out, right? Take it out and look at it. Just if I go like this, it's easier. Keeps hitting the other vise. I got it too close to the other vise here. Alright, let me unscrew this and I'll turn you back on. Alright, I got the handle out, and the threads on this are excellent, brand new. Even the machine surface here that pushes in on the jaws, that's perfect. They get a name for them threads. I can't remember what it is. Special name. They use them on clamps and vices and stuff like that. And even this machine surface here, you know, that's still just about perfect. Yeah, it's gonna bother the hell out of me. I know what the name of that is, and it slips me. Somebody tell me. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if there's a way for me to stick this in a vise, and I'm gonna hit it with a sledgehammer. I'm not gonna slam it, you know. We're just gonna, you know, give it some good taps. Let's call it that. And if we don't get any movement, then we'll have to move over to the hydraulic press. Acme, that's what it is. I think they call them Acme threads. Alright, if I'm wrong, somebody tell me. Alright, you put you guys back up in your tripod there. Alright, let's try and put this in a vise. This thing weighs 75 pounds. This is where I need them kids. Where the hell are them kids when you need them, right? Alright, if something happens here, somebody call 911, but let's see if I can do this. There's probably a better way of sticking this in here, but my plan is to let the weight of this thing sort of help it when we hit it down. There we go. Try and straighten it up a little bit. Alright, let me get my headphones on. Like I say, I'm just going to tap this, and if we don't get any movement, we're going to go to the hydraulic press. Like I say, I'm not really going to hit it hard. Just try and get some movement. It's not binding up anywhere on the vise. Put my glasses on just in case a piece of steel decides to jump out. I think I'm getting movement, but it's side movement. Alright. Give this a few more shots, and if nothing, then we'll take it out. Alright. Instead of beating our brains out, I think we're just going to bring it over to the press. Alright. Hold on. Alright. I carried that back here, and I lowered this plate here. This is it's actually a 25 ton. I thought it was a 30 ton. But that's still plenty for what we need. And yeah, I was moving this all stuff around, and I realized, you know, nothing good can come out of this, you know, so I try to recruit some help. You know, that's just too heavy to be thrown around here and stuff like that. So I got Mike on the phone, and he's in the neighborhood, so he should be over here in about an hour or so, and we'll probably get that done. All right, safety first, right? We don't need to be getting Road King hurt. All right, we'll see when he gets here. All right, Mike stopped by.
How you doing?
Thanks a lot, buddy. Yeah, he was right around the corner, and we were able to set this up in the vise here, and it's just about ready to push.
Yeah.
So if it pushes and breaks loose, these steel blocks will probably fall. So watch your feet, Mike.
No worries.
And let's give it a whirl. See what happens.
All right, we got your way. Okay.
If you see anything, guys, oh, look at it. It's moving.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Go ahead. Something's giving.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going. It's tight though.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You know what? Even if it gets down far enough that we can clean that and maybe send it back through.
Yeah. Okay.
And maybe we should have cleaned this side before we send it through, but that's not really that dirty.
Yeah. It seemed to be getting a bit easier.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it's moving better. I'm surprised it's that tight, Mike.
So it's better fit than you thought.
Mud daubers. I bet you mud daubers.
Always blaming the mud daubers.
Yeah, it's moving a lot easier now.
It's getting quite a bit easier. I can feel it.
The vise ain't gonna fall out. The vise is gonna bottom out there.
Yeah, we're almost at the end of our travel there.
Yeah, I think if we took it out, we could probably hit it with a sledge now, and it'll probably slide out. Okay, let me put the camera down and grab some stuff for you.
All right, thanks.
All right, since it was moving so easy, we figured just add a couple more blocks there and keep pushing. And like I say, that vise will catch itself, and the blocks may jump out of the way, but I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I couldn't have done it by myself, buddy. I need too many hands.
Not that anybody can. That's a lot of balancing.
Yeah.
Oh, at the end of our stroke here.
Okay. Maybe we could stick a couple more pieces of wood in there and we'll be done.
Maybe.
Alright, let me get some wood. Yeah, me and Mike were just discussing, even with all the penetrating oil I put in there, it really didn't sink into that. And it had a pretty big gap. And we've seen that on a couple of projects we did, so, you know, you're only fooling yourself sometimes with that penetrating oil.
Yeah, you are. The number of times that I've had either like a stuck piston or just any kind of, you know, situation like this where you got a sleeve around an object and you're trying to remove it. You know, you can try all different concoctions. You know,
you know, I think it's maybe good for bolts, coarse bolts and stuff like that. But,
yeah, maybe.
But when it comes down to the real nitty gritty, all right, what we're going to do now is we're going to get a sledgehammer and try to hold this in place and hit it with that. It's that loose right now, so let me get a sledge, buddy.
Okay.
All right, Mike figured out a way to do this by himself here, and it's pretty good. He's just got it hanging on the vise. And it is moving, right, Mike?
It is moving.
A little bit at a time. So when it breaks loose, it's gonna hit that piece of wood on the ground, and
yeah. You see, we can't drive it all the way through because the casting for the screw is in the center. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's gonna get to a point where we're gonna get it flush, and if we don't have something small to drive it on there, it's not gonna. You know, we can't just put a piece of wood across here and drive it any further. But it is going, but it is snug. So,
oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
See that?
You have to hit both of these instead.
Right. Yep.
With it back.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, we'll find something.
All right.
Even if it's just a piece of re-rod, you know, to hit in the back. All right. Instead of wasting film, or wasting your time, I'm gonna help Mike do this.
Is it moving?
Yeah, it's moving good.
Just making sure.
Yeah. Let me get you a drift pin or something. How's it looking?
Looks pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, let me flip it over.
Don't hurt yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't clean this part right here.
Oh boy, what are you using?
Wipe it down with gas.
drying out all the grease.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Alright, I wire wheeled this whole thing here, and there was some thick rust, some big chunks that came out. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to send it back through, and I'm going to spray it. Alright, Mike?
Yeah, all the...
It ain't going to hurt.
No, a little something on there.
See, this is where that might come in handy. The WD-40.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, we're going to send it back, and we'll wire wheel the other side of it, and then it should work good.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
I wire wheeled it, and we loosened it up and everything. See if you can come out, Mike. Holy Christ.
Oh boy.
Wow. That's good, because now we can...
Yeah, now you can clean the interior out as well.
Yeah. Alright, well that's good. This video is probably getting a little long in the tooth, and I couldn't have done that without you, man. That was a two-man job, no doubt. So
Heavy stuff.
I'm going to clean all this out and shine up all the machine surfaces, and then I'll probably paint the surfaces that aren't going to slide with grease. So alright, I'm going to call this a video. What do you think, buddy?
That's good work.
Alright, guys, enough of this.